check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Alright, well, it's been a while since I uploaded a video to Punchy's Garage. I wish I could say it was to work on this car, to show you something on this car. He's been sitting here for about 11 months. I've been kind of going at him, picking a little thing here and there to work on. Got to clear coat 3 fenders. I got to put new wood paneling on the side here, new running boards. Got to put the trim back on. I'm going to do a little something extra to the roof. I can put the lights. This is a fender I got to clear coat. It's a hot mess right now. But that'll be for another time. Today we got this drop top. My neighbor Brian brought this over. We're going to be kind of doing a pattern similar to my palm fronds that are on my car. We're going to be putting them here within the Aussie trim. I'm sure you guys know what that is. If you don't, stay tuned. This car was up in South Carolina or Georgia. I think it was in Georgia actually. The previous owner had converted this thing completely to electric, 100% electric. Then they basically ripped it out. I guess nobody wanted it, so Brian bought this thing, brought it back down to Florida. So now he's just going to throw a motor in it and bring it back to its original air-cooled. So stay tuned for some custom artwork on the side of this bad boy. Alright, so the first thing I was going to do is swap these wheels out. Brian had these other wheels. They had like a blue and black sanded down patina look to them, and I was trying to get inspired off of those. But they required a different lug nut than what these polished wheels had, so I just went ahead and put them back on. So first thing you got to do is use some masking tape. Tape up the Aussie trim temporarily on the car till you get it exactly where you want it. And then I took a pencil, drew a line inside that trim, then removed the trim, and then went back over to that pencil line with some masking tape. The door handle was impossible to get off because the 2 screws inside the door had like 3 coats of paint over top of them, so I couldn't even get a screwdriver into them. So I just took some masking tape and covered up the door handle. It was the only thing I could do. And I took some sandpaper, just scuffed up the surface with inside that blue tape, give the paint something to grab onto. And I just took some 2-foot wide masking paper and masked off everything outside of that tape. Now here I take my lighter blue, spray it with some spray paint there, get that first coat of blue on, and then I take my palm frond, which I cut off a tree on my patio, and I carefully place it on the blue after the blue is 100% dry. And I use that black spray paint, and I'm basically just painting right over top of that palm frond. Now if you're using this method or anything similar to this, you're going to want to make sure you allow that palm frond to stay there after you spray the black on, and let it dry for like at least 10-15 seconds. Because if you go to pull that palm frond away and one of those pieces slips, it could drag right through your wet spray paint, and then it's just going to ruin it. So I'm just placing these in random directions, just trying to fill every little bit of that blue and make sure they're slightly different from one another, different angles, until I got the whole thing filled up. Then I let that dry for a little bit. This is graffiti mural artist spray paint, so it dries within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, honestly, but give it some time to dry. Oh man, I think Brian's gonna like this. He's known as Brian Blue Bus because he's always had a blue bus. He sold his blue bus and got a different blue bus and then a different blue bus. And now he finally has a blue bug, but it wasn't the same color blue as his buses, so I tried to give him the you know, that sort of deep blue that Volkswagen had put on their vehicles back in the day. Oh man. Yeah. So now I'm just basically taking some Rust-Oleum clear enamel. Maybe this is a semi-gloss, and I'm just covering up what I painted with that. So you want to try to apply this pretty wet with overlapping passes, or you will get some streaks in your clear coat. I've done this a few dozen times, so it's not a big deal to me. I've kind of grasped the method pretty well, but you definitely want to practice with some clear coat if it's coming out of a rattle can. So I'm just checking to make sure there are no streaks, and there aren't, luckily. So I do about 3 coats of this. Stuff dries fairly quick too. No streaks, no streaks, good to go. Let that dry. Come back and remove all this masking paper. Kind of the nice final reveal. I try to save this paper as much as I can and use it again on the other side. So the blue tape line underneath the paper will still be there. And just make sure you really let it dry before you go to peel that tape, because if it's not totally dry, the edge the edge of the paint will actually start to lift up and peel off the card just slightly when it's just tacky. So really just wait till it's completely dry before you do this part. Just pull the tape slowly and carefully. If you do it right, take your time, you should have a nice clean line. What the hell is that? Gotta be a pterodactyl. Holy hell. Sounds terrifying. Alright, so all the tape is now peeled. Now you can go ahead and take your Aussie trim pieces and apply the double-sided tape that comes with them on the back side. And just give yourself a little bit of that double-sided tape, like a couple inches to start. Put your trim up there and then just pull the backer as you go and push it on. Alright, so here's the finished product. We weren't really sure what to do with this as far as the colors go. Like I said, he wanted that blue that his bus was originally in. So I filled it in with that blue and then the black on top. I think it came out really nice for 3 hours and just some spray paint and masking tape. So if you want to see some more of this stuff, hit that subscribe, and until the next time, we'll see you later. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. See ya.